So I want to talk about the thyroid today. It's a very, very, very important part of your body and it should never be removed. Now, if you know me and you know my story, this is where it all has begun because I had my thyroid destroyed off because of Graves' disease. So what I want to say right now is that 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed at some point in their life with a thyroid problem. And a lot of women are being undiagnosed with the thyroid because the doctors are just not getting the tests right. So you go to the doctor and the doctor, your symptoms are, I've got chronic fatigue, I'm depressed, I've got anxiety, I may have pains in my joints, I might feel like I've got brain fog, can't think properly, I'm irritable, I've got insomnia, I've got weight gain, I've got all of these symptoms, maybe hair loss. And you go to the doctor and the doctor just says, your blood tests have come back fine, your thyroid is normal, therefore you are just making it up in your head. I mean, how rude. You know yourself better than anyone. So if you're going to the doctor with all of these symptoms, you're not just making it up in your head. There is something not quite right. So what I want to say on the thyroid here is the thyroid is the battery to your whole body, your whole of your cells. So when your thyroid doesn't work, nothing is going to work properly. Think about a battery. What happens when you don't have batteries in a remote control? Doesn't work, right? Well, it's the same thing for us. So your thyroid needs to function at 100% ideally for the rest of your body to function, and it's not. And the reason why your thyroid is not functioning properly is because the majority of people today are deficient in the one mineral that we really, really need called iodine. Iodine deficiency is massive. So the World Health Organization has estimated that around 70% of the world's population are deficient in this mineral iodine, which is needed for overall health and well-being. And I've said this in other posts before, if you've watched my videos, that they have found in the majority of cancer patients that every single cancer patient had no iodine in their body. It's so important. This iodine mineral as well also acts like draws out heavy metals from the body. So we store heavy metals that aren't good for us, like mercury, aluminium, fluoride, those kind of things, and they get stuck in different parts like the liver and the gut, and they stay there and they create diseases and mental health problems and everything else that goes wrong. So we have to find ways of also pulling them out. So we need things like iodine to draw these heavy metals out of the body as well, but also iodine keeps the cells healthy. So we've got to have that iodine in our body, and if you're not eating iodine rich foods like the seaweeds and the kelps and all of those kind of like chlorella things, algae, all of that, then you're going to be deficient in the mineral. So that's one part of the thyroid story. Now you have like different thyroid issues. You've got your Graves' disease, which is what I had, which was more of the overactive kind. Then you've got your Hashimoto's, which is the underactive. So these are both autoimmune diseases which come from inflammation, which stems from the gut health. So if you have Hashimoto's thyroiditis or you have Graves' disease, then you have some sort of inflammation happening within that gut area, and you need to get your gut healed if you want to heal. So Graves' disease, there's a huge bunch of different symptoms to the underactive thyroid, but sometimes they can be quite similar. I know I had like a few similar ones with the chronic fatigue, which are both of them feeling a little bit mind fog, all of that kind of stuff. So just saying this on the thyroid medication is very similar to the contraceptive pill, because when you take the contraceptive pill, it stops and blocks your hormones from naturally working, and the thyroid does the same. So when you take thyroxine, eventually your natural thyroxine, your thyroid hormone, won't be able to produce itself by itself. So just think about that. If you can reverse your condition, then you have to switch to a healthier plant-based diet. It's all about getting more fruits and vegetables and nuts and seeds and stuff in to feed the gut microbiome as well and lower the inflammation in the body to heal and also balance the hormones out. We need stress management through yoga and meditation kind of stuff. So there's that side of the coin as well. So if you do have things like Hashimoto's or Graves' disease, you've got too much inflammation happening inside the body, inside the gut, you need to heal it. You've got leaky gut, which is all in my book. You may have parasites and lots of other things going on, which is in my book, and have a read of that if you've not already. But that's just something to think about here. If you've got thyroid problems, it's your battery. It's the battery that's saving your life, and it's going to make you feel so much more energized if you get your battery working properly again, Lastly, on the iodine, When you don't have enough iodine in the body, you may have lots of inflammation happening, and it can also create cysts. The breasts need iodine as well in order to be healthy. They've done studies on breast cancer and found that if they had more iodine in the diet, they could reduce the breast cancer by 50%. So iodine is a massive mineral that is needed every day, every single day, and you need to be supplementing with it if you're not already. So think about an iodine supplement. You can buy things like that in a tincture and add it into your water, or you can take sea kelp, or you can eat the seaweed, or you can also take all of the algae, your spirulina, your chlorella and things like that as well to get them that way. Different varieties, but make sure you are getting them in, because iodine is really, really needed. It's so important if you want overall health and well-being. And you know, going back to my own story, I had my thyroid destroyed, and that was when my whole life changed. My body weight went up, my moods dropped, I had anxiety, depression, and everything just collapsed because I didn't have my battery. It was gone, and I've had to rejuvenate myself and get myself back to where I am today. So take care of that thyroid.